My name's Abina Bailey and I'm your professional English expert. First of all, I'd like to welcome you to this video, which is all about how to learn English more effectively. I'm going to give you some study tips so that you can learn English outside of your classes in your free time and become fluent faster. If you would like some more advice and information, please visit my website proenglishexpert.com, where you can also book a private online video class with me in the virtual classroom. So let's get down to business. I often say to my students that the study you do outside of your classroom is a lot more important than what you do inside the classroom. Let me give you an example. In the classroom, I give you information, phrases, I help you with grammar, and I teach you lots of useful things. It's like me giving you a beautiful flower. Now, if I was to really give you this flower and you took it home, what would you do with it to keep it alive? Well, of course, you're going to water it and care for it. And learning English is the same. The information I give you is something that needs to be cared for and nurtured. And the way you do that is through practice outside of your class. One of the most important aspects of learning outside of class is motivation. Now, motivation can be fueled by need or desire. Now, I always think that the best way to be motivated is to be motivated by need. You need to create a necessity to learn English. I'm going to explain why need is much more important than desire by telling you a story. So many years ago, I moved to Thailand and I found an apartment in the outskirts of Bangkok where nobody spoke a word of English and I didn't know any Thai. So I was hungry, so I went to a street restaurant and they only had the menu in Thai and I didn't understand any of it, but I was hungry. The restaurateur, he said to me, "Oh, I know, Westerners like you love stir-fried rice with pork." So he gave me that and it was very nice and tasty. I went back the next day and again he gave me stir-fried rice with pork. And every time I went back he would give me stir-fried rice with pork. Now, after a week of stir-fried rice with pork, I was desperate to be able to ask him for another type of food, dish, meal or something. And so there came the need for me to learn how to speak Thai and ask for different types of food. Now I'm happy to say I'm pretty much fluent in Thai food. Okay, I can ask for any dish, how I would like it to be cooked and the ingredients I would like the chef to use. That all came from a necessity. I was hungry and I just couldn't eat any more stir-fried rice with pork. Another really essential aspect of studying outside the classroom is creating an environment that is English. You must know somebody or have experienced it yourself where you spend time in an English-speaking country and all of a sudden your skills improve and you learn a lot faster. That is because you have immersed yourself in the language. Now, if you are not in an English-speaking country, then you have to create that environment. Okay, so I'm going to give you tips on how to do that. We've spoken about how the necessity is important and how immersion is important. Now we're going to blend the two together, okay? So need plus immersion equals faster learning. Let's start with your computer. We all use our computers every day. So you need to create a necessity to use English while using your computer. One of the things you can do is change your computer language settings to English. That way you're going to be familiar with the English terms for uses on the computer. Now, you can also look at websites. I would like you to try using the English version of the websites that you use on a regular basis. So, if you like to do your grocery shopping online, then use the English version of your supermarket's website. If you like to use Amazon, change the language settings to English. And that goes for every single website that you use. I love to go out to restaurants. Often the waiter will ask me whether I would like the English version of the menu or the German version of the menu. And because I'm learning German, I will always choose the German version of the menu. And I would like you to do the same thing if you have that option. Always go for the English one. Now let's talk about your phone. Of course, you can change your language settings to English, but also think about when you use the phone. You might call a company because you need technical support, or you have a question about your mobile phone or your internet or a flight booking or something like that. Often you will have the choice to speak to an operator in your own language or in English. So, of course, I advise you try speaking to the operator in English. Another challenging one, but this is one of my favourites. GPS or Google Maps. You're trying to find a location. You can change the settings, the language settings, to English so that you can then get used to following instructions as well. Write your shopping list in English. You can get help from Google Translate if you need that. So when you take that list outside to the supermarket or the farmer's market, then you are going to be challenged to remember the vocabulary that you need to find the things that you want. I spoke about how creating a need is really important, but it doesn't mean that having the desire isn't also important, but not equally. That means that you can find really fun ways to improve your English learning skills. And I'm going to go through lots of different things you can do in order to do that. I always take my mobile phone into the bathroom with me so that I can play podcasts in the language that I'm learning. So I can listen to them and practice while I'm doing my makeup and brushing my teeth. Watching television and listening to music are well-known methods of improving your English, but you can take it a step further. How about trying karaoke? Lots of fun, and it will improve your English because you can read the English in the songs as well as learning through rhythm and repetition. Also, why not try commenting on YouTube videos? Tell people what you think in English. Do you like sports and keeping fit? Then why not try joining an English speaking sports club or doing your fitness classes in English? You can always search for them on the internet, or you can use useful apps such as Urban Sports Club or ClassPass to find English speaking groups. Socialising in English. You need to find some native English speakers. But where can you find them? Find your local English expat community. Go online and search for them. You can start by looking at meetup.com or Internations or Facebook. There are plenty of Facebook groups of native English speakers in different countries wanting to get together and enjoy a social event. Recently, I have been following recipes in the language that I'm learning. And I suggest that you do the same. And of course, there is the obvious method of immersing yourself in English. It costs a little bit more money, but that is to travel to an English-speaking country. I have one last thing to say. Immersion can be overwhelming. You can feel confused by all of this language coming at you from all these different directions, and you might feel a little bit stressed out by it. But perseverance is key. Keep going, and soon the light bulb will turn on and things will start making a lot more sense. I really hope all of those tips are going to be useful for you. Please like, comment and subscribe, and also go to my website, visit proenglishexpert.com, book yourself an online class with me, join me on Facebook for conversation in your spare time as well. I'd like to hear what you have to say in English.